And we can kind of, I think we're like on the surface level of the why for why, like why would you need protein? And we can kind of dig into that a little bit. But the idea is like, it really truly is, it's not just muscle. Like we absolutely need that for muscle building. And then the muscle is important because of all of these other things, regulating insulin resistance response, having the ability to, now that I have enough lean tissue on my body, I have a place where as I consume carbs, I can shuttle those carbs to. It's not going to get stored as fat. We can talk about the idea that like protein is more satiating in the sense that it's going to help you feel full. So if I'm someone who like wants to lose weight and I need to consume that calorie deficit, meaning I'm eating less than I'm burning, like eating something that's going to leave you feeling full longer throughout the day is going to help aid you in that process. And then two, it's also going to assist you to eat that protein because we could dive into like the digestion of protein alone. Like your body is burning more calories trying to absorb and utilize those proteins for what you were talking about, like it needs to do throughout the body. So it's actually working in your favor and burning more of that neat energy expenditure like throughout your day.
Absolutely.
So, it's not that like I got to go run 10 miles because I ate X amount of calories. Like it's no, like at rest because I consumed, 100 plus grams of protein, like my body is working. Mm-hmm. It's that thermogenesis, like it's doing its thing. So
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, the why for protein is ultimately is being healthier.
Because why not?
Protein, dude. No, because it's really just about being a healthier individual.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what this podcast is about. This is what we're passionate about, is like finding different ways to become a healthier individual.
Yeah.
And not everything needs to be perfectly optimized. Because you can like waste a lot of time and energy doing that.
Yeah.
But there are simple ways to make sure that you're getting enough protein to fulfill your needs so that you can build more muscle, keep more muscle, have more energy, have better looking skin, have eyes that work better. Like, there's so many different like processes that your body needs amino acids and protein for.
Yeah.
Just so it can continue to replace structure, right? Your body's constantly turning over cells. You're constantly like creating micro injuries to your ligaments, tendons, skin that your body is having to repair. If you don't have protein on board, like your body's not going to be.
How are you going to do that?
Exactly. Yeah. You're not going to be able to keep up with those demands. So, yeah, as far as consuming protein and why, it's just if you want to be healthier, if you want to feel better, if you want to look better, right? Just integrating some simple habits and changing the way that you view food a little bit can have a huge impact on the long term.
Yeah, and we briefly touched on it. You can probably shed better light on the idea, but certain foods have a higher bioavailability, and kind of at the very base level of that, meaning like the ability for it to be digested, absorbed, and used. You can kind of shed more light on which of those foods are probably best, because when we think about like it is difficult to consume high amounts of protein, especially if you're not used to doing that and it's not a priority of yours. So as we kind of make that shift, that lifestyle change, like we want to consume foods that are highly bioavailable because we want bang for our buck.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to like, I think almost there's a stance of like, especially in this like social media age where it's like, well, top 10 Costco finds. And it really is just like a bunch of like shelf life stuff that's like high in protein. And it's like, I'm just struggling to hit my protein goal because like I'm just drinking shakes and chomp bars and these egg white bites that you can microwave and like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts on highly bioavailable protein sources.
Well, I mean, when you look at, say you look at the back of a package and, this has these, what did you say, chomp bites? That was a thing?
Yeah, chomps, which actually are not, I mean, they're legit.
Yeah.
It's like grass-fed, grass-finished.
Okay.
Jerky
I don't know
sticks.
what that. Oh, they're the jerky
but
sticks.
something like that, like in context, like one of those sticks is only 8-9 grams of protein.
Yeah.
So what are you going to consume? Like 3-4 jerky sticks just like hit your goal. So like that's kind of
weird meal.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I'll say is, okay, say you're, you're finding these shelf items like some protein bites or something that have like peanuts and a little bit of like vegan protein powder in them or something.
And it is even, I would say, like from a social thing, like because like my wife gets fed a lot of this content.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I'll get it too on my business page, but like even like recipes for like try these like protein bites that I made or
yes. Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
a huge thing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so part of it is like marketing, part of it's like trendy, getting protein in, but getting your protein, say you eat a protein bite and it's got 10 grams of protein, right? It's on the package, it says 10 grams of protein. It doesn't necessarily mean that your body is 10 grams of protein from that source, from like something like peanuts, is not going to equal the same amount of protein as 10 grams of protein from a steak. Now, there are 10 grams of protein there. But remember, the word protein is a catch-all term for amino acids.
Yep.
So something could have, a couple different types of amino acids that aren't even essential amino acids, and it can have a lot of them, and it can have 10 grams of protein from those amino acids, and something could have a huge variety of amino acids, and a lot of which are the essential amino acids that your body needs, and that could also be 10 grams of protein. So you're getting 10 grams of protein either way, quote unquote, but the way that your body responds to that 10 grams of protein is going to be very different.
Totally.
So that's kind of where we get the idea of bioavailability is how many steps does your body, number one, how many steps does your body have to go through to turn that protein, quote unquote, into you?
Yeah. That's a really great way to say that.
That's what's happening is your body's taking that protein bite that you just ate and it's turning that protein bite into you, the human being, right? So how many steps does it have to go through in order to do that? How hard is it to do that? You eat a piece of steak or some eggs or some chicken, it's a much quicker, quote unquote, transition. And this is kind of bro science, but it's like your body doesn't have to work very hard to turn that meat into muscle because it's already, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So there's on a kind of a bro sciencey level, that there's that idea, but also the idea of like the amino acids that are actually here and the quality and variety of amino acids.
It's creating a more instant transaction.
Yeah, and your body's able to do a lot more with that 10 grams of protein.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of the the idea of bioavailability around how your body uses that and how it's absorbed.
That's money. No, it really does. It makes it clear. Because while I think it is popular to coin that stuff as like bro science, it's like, no, it's because those bros or those people who hit the gym often, that's what they value. That's what they prioritize. And they've crafted these habits and this understanding because it's like
what creates results.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then, I like the concept of this too, which this isn't my original idea or original thought, but the idea of like dead food versus living food. Like ultimately, the goal of consuming food is to turn that food into you, like we were just talking about, right? A dead food, your body has to work a lot harder in order to turn that dead food into a living being versus consuming living food.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Like fresh,
for sure,
ground or fresh grass-fed ground beef, or like an apple that was just picked off the tree, like a fresh orange, like those foods are alive and it's so much more readily assimilated into your system. Your body can like use that for real energy. And when you eat good food, when you eat like a really high quality meal, you can feel it. It's like, it's a palpable feeling of, oh, I just ate something and I'm like, I actually feel energized from the meal.
Yes.
That should be your response to a meal.
Yeah.
If you eat something and you just like feel like shit after, or you feel tired after,
and even from a mental standpoint, there's no negative connotation around like shit. Shouldn't have eaten that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or, you feel great.
Or man, I hope I hit my mark. It's like you don't have to play a guessing game. And I like that you said that it is that tangible, like, man, let's go attack the day.